Most people completely misunderstand what it actually takes to register a company in Malta, and because of that misunderstanding, they either assume it is too complicated, too expensive, or only relevant for large European corporations. But here's the surprising truth that almost nobody explains clearly at the beginning. There is no exact LLC structure in Malta like there is in the United States. And that one detail changes everything about how you should approach this process. Because what people casually call a Malta LLC is usually referring to a private limited liability company, known as a limited liability company, often structured as a limited under Maltese law, operating within the jurisdiction of Malta. And if you don't understand that early, you can easily make decisions that affect taxation, compliance, banking approval, and even your ability to operate within the European Union. But before we get into the technical steps, let's slow down and understand why people are even looking at Malta in the first place. Because registering a company in Malta is not just paperwork. It is a strategic entry point into the European Union business ecosystem. Now imagine someone like Michael. Michael is a 36-year-old entrepreneur from New York, who runs a digital consulting agency. His clients start expanding into Europe, especially Italy, Germany, and France. And suddenly, one of his biggest European clients tells him something unexpected. They prefer working with EU-based companies for invoicing, compliance, and VAT alignment. And that is the moment Michael realizes something important. His US company structure is becoming a limitation in Europe. So he begins researching EU company formation. And one country keeps appearing again and again. Malta, ... At first, he assumes it is just a small island with limited business relevance. But the more he digs, the more he realizes something surprising. Malta is not just a tourist destination. It is a fully developed EU corporate jurisdiction, with strong legal frameworks, English-speaking administration, and access to European markets. But here's where things get interesting. Michael is not alone. Every year, entrepreneurs exploring European expansion run into the same confusion. They assume EU company formation is a simple online process. But Malta operates differently. It is structured, regulated, and highly formalized. So let's break everything down step by step in a way that actually makes sense. First, you need to understand the primary business structure people refer to as a Malta LLC. This is typically a private limited liability company, often called a limited company. It is the most common structure used by both local and foreign entrepreneurs. It provides limited liability protection, meaning your personal assets are generally separate from company liabilities. Now let's introduce Sarah. Sarah is a freelance digital marketing strategist from California. She is expanding into Europe because she is landing clients in Italy and Spain. She keeps running into the same problem. EU clients want EU invoices. They want VAT-compliant billing. And they want companies that feel locally established. So she starts researching Malta as a possible solution. But immediately she gets overwhelmed. Legal terms. Capital requirements. Directorship rules. Tax systems. And this is where most beginners get stuck. But here's the problem. Malta is not designed for informal or unclear business setups. It is designed for structured, compliant companies operating within the European Union framework. And once you understand that, everything starts to make sense. So let's walk through the real journey step by step. The first step is choosing and reserving your company name. This might sound simple, but in Malta, names must be approved by the Malta Business Registry. They must be unique and not misleading. And if your chosen name is too similar to existing companies, it will be rejected. Now Michael experiences his first realization. Even before incorporation, there is regulatory oversight. And this sets the tone for the entire process. Once the name is approved, the next step is drafting the memorandum and articles of association. This is the legal backbone of your company. It defines ownership structure, company purpose, share capital, governance rules, and operational framework. And this is where things become more formal than most entrepreneurs expect. Because this document is not optional. It is legally binding and required for incorporation. Now Sarah reaches a turning point. She realizes she is not just filling out forms. she is creating a legal entity under EU law.eu. But here is where it gets even more important. Malta requires a minimum share capital for private limited companies. Typically, the authorized minimum is around €1165, with a portion required to be paid up at incorporation. This makes Malta relatively accessible compared to many European jurisdictions. But it still requires financial commitment. And this is where Daniel enters the story. Daniel is a SaaS founder from Texas building a subscription-based analytics platform. He wants to expand into Europe quickly. He assumes Malta will be a fast, plug-and-play solution. But when he learns about documentation requirements, banking verification, and compliance obligations, he realizes this is a structured legal system, not a shortcut. And this is where many entrepreneurs slow down. But here's the insight most people miss. Malta is part of the European Union financial and regulatory ecosystem. That means companies formed in Malta are not just local entities. They are EU-recognized corporate structures. And that comes with credibility. So once your documents are prepared, the next step is incorporation with the Malta Business Registry. This involves submitting your memorandum and articles of association, shareholder details, director information, and registered office address. And yes, a registered address in Malta is mandatory. Now Michael hits another important step. He must secure a local registered office. This can be a physical office or a licensed service provider address. And this requirement often surprises foreign entrepreneurs, because it means you are establishing a real legal presence in Malta, not just a virtual registration. Once incorporation is submitted and approved, your company officially exists. But here is where the illusion breaks. Because incorporation is not the final step. It is only the beginning. After incorporation, you must register for tax purposes. In Malta, this includes obtaining a tax identification number and potentially registering for VAT, depending on your business activity and revenue thresholds. And this is where Sarah experiences her next realization. Even though her company is legally formed, she cannot fully operate without tax registration and compliance setup. And this is where many entrepreneurs underestimate the system. Because Malta is not just a company registration jurisdiction. It is a fully integrated EU tax and compliance system. Now, let's talk about banking, because this is another critical step. Opening a corporate bank account in Malta requires due diligence, proof of business activity, and compliance documentation. Banks in Malta operate under strict European financial regulations. They require clarity on your business model, source of funds, and expected transaction flow. And this is where Daniel makes a common mistake. He rushes his application without preparing sufficient documentation. As a result, his account opening is delayed. But Michael takes a different approach. He prepares a detailed business plan, outlines his European client strategy, and ensures his documents align with his company structure. And because of that, his banking process moves more smoothly. And this creates a key lesson. In Malta, preparation is not optional. It is essential. But here is where things become even more strategic. Why do entrepreneurs choose Malta in the first place? Because Malta offers something rare in Europe. An English-speaking legal system, EU market access, established financial services, and a business-friendly regulatory environment. It is particularly attractive for industries like gaming, fintech, consulting, software, and digital services. And for many companies, Malta becomes a gateway into the broader European Union market. Now let's zoom out. Because what is really happening here is not just company formation. It is strategic positioning inside one of the world's most integrated economic systems. And once you understand that, everything becomes clearer. Every requirement, every document, every compliance step is part of a larger system designed for transparency and trust. Now Michael begins to see this differently. His company is no longer just a business entity. It is an EU-recognized corporate structure capable of operating across multiple countries. And that changes everything about how he approaches clients, contracts, and expansion. But here's the final insight that ties everything together. Registering a company in Malta is not about speed or simplicity. It is about credibility, access, and integration into the European business ecosystem. And once you understand that, the process becomes logical instead of overwhelming. So, if you are planning to register a company in Malta, you now understand the real journey. There is no simple LLC shortcut. There is a structured process involving name approval, legal documentation, share capital setup, incorporation filing, tax registration, VAT considerations, and banking compliance. But you also now understand something even more important. This system is not designed to stop you. It is designed to ensure that companies operating within it meet European standards of transparency, structure, and reliability. And once you align with that system, you stop seeing barriers and start seeing opportunity. Because in international business, credibility is not optional. It is everything. And if you found this guide helpful and want more deep breakdowns of global company formation, international business systems, and real-world entrepreneurship strategies explained in a simple and practical way, make sure to subscribe for more guides like this. Because the more you understand these systems, the more confidently you can operate within them. And in global business, clarity is your most powerful advantage.